Marcy, Skylight, Gray, Cliff, and Redfield done. Now the long walk back to the lodge. 3:55 a.m., just signed in. Santanoni Range, let's go. The wind is whipping here in the Seward Range today. Just finished the Macomb slide and my legs are on fire. Well, I fell victim to the floating logs again. Made it to the top of East Dix. Peak number 3 of 5 for today here in the Dix Range. Avalanche Pass. On top of Rocky Peak Ridge. It's like a hurricane up here. Rain and wind here on Tabletop. Whiteface, number 6. Muddy day here on Street and Nye for number 7 and 8. Sunny and blue on Haystack. Algonquin, up in the clouds, number 18. Gothics, number 22. Panther, number 38. Allen, number 45. 7:12 a.m. Big Slide, Adirondack, 46er. You're listening to the 46 of 46 podcast. Just in my car driving to hike Jay Mountain today, which from what I've heard and what I've researched and read from many people, it's one of the best mountains in the Adirondacks, and I can't wait to check it out myself and be the judge of that. Should be a good time. It is currently just after 5 a.m. and I'm on my way over there now, hoping to sign in before 6 a.m. I didn't really feel the need to hike at 4 or 4:30 this morning since it's a small mountain. I'm only doing the one, and it's going to be a really nice day. So let's enjoy the sunshine and the daylight while we have it. But I still have the 40-minute drive over there. Walking into the Jay Mountain Trail here in the Jay Mountain Wilderness. It's about 6 o'clock in the morning. Beautiful spring day here in the Adirondacks, finally. I'm going to hit Jay, a mountain I've been eyeballing for quite some time now. But pretty much a perfect day, which is great. Couldn't find anyone to go hiking with me, of course. Classic. So the trail starts on the side of the road, which I passed trying to find the trailhead. I was looking on the other side. Eventually I found it. But as soon as you walk in, the trail's obvious. And I'm going to sign in real quick. Just after 6 a.m., a late start to the day today. Oh, first person to sign in. Looks like as of now, I've got the mountain to myself. Pretty common. Looking at the map, the trail seems to climb pretty much immediately. A little bit of mud to start us off here. Wouldn't be the Adirondacks without it, though. It's a very thick forest out here in the Jay Mountain Trail. A lot of pine trees. Wow, right off the bat, because of our elevation to start, we're above, and we have really nice views about 50 yards from the trailhead, so that's cool. That needs a photo. There's Whiteface. Wow. And I hear that this mountain is one of the best. The word hidden gem gets used a lot to describe various peaks in the Adirondacks, but I've got a good feeling about this one from what I've read about it. The trail's pretty obvious so far with blue trail markers along the trees. This trail used to just be a herd path that probably locals and whatnot used, but then it became an official trail eventually, a few years back, not too long ago though. Birds are chirping. A lot of leaves on the trail right now. It's a pretty soft trail, some rocks, mostly dirt, and mud. Mud, mud, mud. In we go.
So the trail runs along a stone wall for a little bit. Here's it goes through a bunch of hardwoods over here at this part of the trail now. So without the leaves on the trees, it's pretty open. Quite a bit of views. You can hear the birds all around, which is nice. A nice way to start the day. Chirping birds. We should all be so lucky. Nice and soft today on the trail. Not many rocks, mostly just soft dirt and roots. There's a nice hole in that tree from a woodpecker. A nuisance bird. Continuing here through this hardwood forest. Trail's starting to whip around. What a perfect day to be out on the trail. Monday morning. Well, most people at this hour are stuck in a morning commute to work. Here I am on the Jay Mountain Trail. One really cool thing about this trail I'm noticing, again, since we're so far up elevation-wise to start, we already look like we've gained a ton of elevation with the views through the trees here, but we really haven't gone very far. So that's cool. Trail continues to climb, currently walking across the slope with lots of views to our left. We have some nice fog in the valley over there with Whiteface towering above. The sun is really starting to come up now, so you got that nice golden light shining on all of the peaks over here in Wilmington. And we continue to climb on this nice, very defined, soft trail. So the sun is starting to make its way over the ridge, starting to light up everything pretty nicely. The trail continues to climb. It's a pretty moderate climb. A lot of switchbacks, pretty steady. No big steep sections yet. Just kind of switchbacking yourself up the mountain. And I can see the summit through the trees right now as the sun is shining from right behind it. So it's kind of silhouette at the moment, but it looks pretty cool as I stare into the sun. Cue Thrice song, Stare Into the Sun. Definitely going to be a steeper climb from where I currently am to where I'm going to be going over there, but that is to be expected. So I just went over this little ridge I was climbing and now down into a little col of sorts in between here. Cool open area. But now it's like I'm going down because, you gotta go down to go up. That makes sense, right? Continuing to walk through this little valley as we approach what seems to be the climb to go up to the top, as it kind of hovers above me here, seeing through the trees. Got a little river we're going to pass over, this little stream. The woods are awfully quiet this morning. Very quiet. And we're crossing the stream. Hello, mud. More pretty open forest over here as I walk over this broken wooden plank bridge. And the journey continues. So I'm roughly halfway up to the first ridge, the first lookout of sorts on this mountain, which a lot of people describe as being like a highway in the sky, which I'm looking forward to because from everything I've heard, it's pretty cool. But more of the same. Switchbacks, soft trails with rocks thrown in to harden it. More switchbacks as I make my way up some much steeper terrain, and therefore more frequent switchbacking. But switchbacks, lots of switchbacks. And the trail's a lot harder here as we're higher up on the mountain now. More rocks and roots, leaves on the ground, and the views are still coming through the trees, which is awesome. Over the river and through the woods, to grandmother's house we go. The horse knows the way to carry the sleigh through something, something snow. As I'm getting higher up, there's definitely a lot more birch trees, spruces, pines, and the forest is much thicker now as we make our way up and get higher in elevation. The birds are chirping though. They are out. As I make my way around the bend here, what I assume would be the summit up there through the trees. Finally, a little flatter section to catch your breath for a minute. Now approaching a little stream as the winter runoff makes its way down the mountain. Crossing over. A little steeper section here. You can see Whiteface again through the trees behind me here, which probably won't be the case in a few weeks when the leaves are all back. But for today, there it is. I am now 2 miles into the hike, and it's very thick, dense forest up here where I am with a ton of blowdown. But this feels like an Adirondack trail. Pretty hard trail, a lot of green around me, a lot of pines, spruces, narrow trails, roots, kind of dark, Adirondack hiking. But the birds are chirping, so that's cool. No signs of any animals yet, other than the birds. Trivia question. What are the 3 animals that you will encounter hiking an Adirondack peak? Write your answer down now. All right. The answer is birds, squirrels, or chipmunks. They're kind of the same. And toads. If you got it right, you win $1 million. Just over 3,000 feet of elevation at this point. Almost 2.5 miles in. The trail's definitely starting to climb now. Going through this field-looking spot. Not sure what type of trees these are, but some magnificent lookouts as you get to this point. I'm still not at the first summit yet, but I'm definitely approaching as the trail steepens and narrows. But great views in this stretch of trail, so make sure you turn around. And the sun is out and the clouds are high today. Just after I played Jeopardy with all of you about the 3 animals you'll see while hiking here in the Adirondacks. No more than 60 seconds after I said that, I saw a deer in the woods here at 3,024 feet of elevation. A deer just after I said that. So I'm clearly completely wrong. It is, however, the first time I've ever seen a deer up on a trail like this. So that was interesting. But yeah, for the most part, toads, birds, chipmunks. So I'm at a place that